Har du micken också? Har ni micken också? Ja, okej. Ska jag... Ja. Alltså. Är det gamepad? Nej, det tänker jag inte. Ja, nej, jag behöver inte. Det var lite plats. Stopp, jag vill sådär. Är jag redo att sådär eller vadå? Är jag redo? Okej. Alright, hello everybody. It's DonDoli here. Welcome back. Now we have a game called Unravel. It is another Swedish game, a physics-based puzzle platformer. Let's just jump straight in with a new game. Right here I'm doing a cutscene skip. There's like 2 cutscenes that play and you can enter the main menu right between the 2. And go back out and then in again. It just skips this cutscene. So yeah, welcome to Unravel. We play as Yarny here. Right now we saw me in the old countryside home of the grandmother that's in this picture, and this is the sort of the overworld hub where you pick levels by jumping into paintings, Super Mario 64 style, but with fewer yahoos basically. And here we see our protagonist taking his first steps outside into the wild world that awaits him. He is a bit scared at first, got scared by that butterfly, but he soon gets resilient and courageous and he attempts to catch this butterfly, but he just cannot. There's a lot of these little scripted events, scripted animations. Some of them you can skip, some you cannot. I will of course try and skip all the ones that I can. So you run out of yarn at intervals and you have to pick up new. That's sort of the checkpoint system, something that you'll see throughout the game. Here I skipped a tutorial with a very precise jump. Here is the first memory of the game, so Yarny will stop and look at these various memories that he encounters. So of course you can swing from your yarn, you can also tie your yarn to spots. If you tie your yarn to 2 spots that are close to each other, you create a trampoline like so. It's a bridge slash trampoline. It has a lot of uses. It's very good. But of course tying knots takes time, so we're gonna try and avoid as many of those as possible. Those apples there have physics, so I avoid them. You can tie knots while climbing. Press return to attach your yarn. So yeah, we're just going through this sort of tutorial area right here. There's fall damage in this game. You die from this sort of distance, but I just tapped the grab yarn tail button and it's enough to survive that fall. So here is the first puzzle that we're gonna skip. You're supposed to build a bridge and bring all kinds of apples over. If you're clever, you can do it with just 1 apple, and if you know how the sort of physics of the game work, you know that if you climb out of water onto an object, you get a much higher jump. And so we barely have to wait for the water to rise there at all. Moving on here. Gonna avoid this comfy lounge chair, unfortunately. It's an alternate roof, but it's slower, so we're just gonna go down here. Need more precious yarn. Sunflower platforms, what is there not to love about that? Getting rid of these thistles, grab this tricycle. The tricycle is not for riding, we're gonna use it as a platform to get some extra height. But in doing so, it turns out that we're gonna be riding it anyway. Here's a swinging section. I'm going to skip one of the points of this tree by getting a nice big swing right here to skip that one and go straight to this one, and then in one go not be able to make it. Okay, I felt like the game was lagging there. That's not good. It shouldn't be the case, I'm sure. We'll just do that again. And up. Here's the next memory. Only 2 memories in this level. We see a little girl playing in a treehouse. Memories right now are more aesthetic than anything. The story doesn't really pick up for a while. We get knocked down by this block. Gonna take that with us. Here I avoid climbing a ledge. That's another speed tech that I'm not doing a lot. It's actually very challenging at some points to just tie your yarn to a point without climbing up it. If you can avoid doing that, that's very good. Alright, we're gonna activate this seesaw. There's a hedgehog in the background. I'm gonna use the block as counterweight so it stays up. Here the game suddenly gets darker. But don't worry. It's just temporary. It's not gonna get truly dark until a couple of levels from now. Building a 3-point bridge here so we can grab this tea canister. So we can get over here where this sort of thing happens. Whoop! I hope we're fine. We're fine. So yeah, that's the end of the first level. We find this memory right here, or it's not a memory, I guess. He collects these, I don't know, bundles of yarn. This is a flower, I believe, which he puts on this book out here, and that's sort of how you progress the game, by collecting these things from each level, putting them onto the book, and going out and finding the next one. And this updates the book. We're not gonna see that because that takes time, but it's quite nice. Every time you beat a level, you get a short sort of text, kind of like a poem, as well as several pictures. The pictures are real-life pictures, where the faces of everyone have been cleverly hidden, and they sort of symbolize what you went through in the level. Here's a kid about to throw a crab. He might have just seen a Jigglypuff or something. So this is the next level, the sea. This is quite a doozy of a level in the speedrun. There's a lot of skips. We're gonna do a skip right away. First we see a memory of kids flying a kite in the background. Here is a can in the garbage, which we're supposed to use to make this jump, but you can make it route the can quite precise. It's basically a littering skip, which is quite nice. So we can get up here, tie between these 2 points, create a trampoline, go up here to Fyrstigen. That means the lighthouse path. I believe it's like a hiking trail that lasts for 5 kilometers. And the level ends right next to a lighthouse, so quite nice. So I guess that means we're gonna be traveling for 5 kilometers in this level. If only there was a way for us to travel vertically fast. Look at that. This is not a cutscene. There's actually a collectible that you can get during this part. It's like Flappy Bird, I guess, but prettier and shorter. I'm gonna focus at this point because there's some really cool strats that I could get if I'm good. That's nice. That'll do, that'll do. So when you grab a checkpoint like this, it's automatically attached to it. So I can only make one more knot here and there's already a bridge. That's why this strat is faster than swinging, and here I make sure to jump past that root bit there. If I touch that root, there's a scripted animation, as well as if I stand too close to this log when it falls down. So it's a lot of avoiding these animations. They're slow. So finally we have reached the sea. Yeah, Yarny doesn't like water. It doesn't insta-kill him, but I mean, I guess Yarn gets wet and stinky and like heavy. Oops, better watch out for that one. Yeah, like yarn, when it's wet, it must get all heavy and stinky, so I guess that's the lure to why you can't be in the water. Here is a very big skip. It's quite precise. You're supposed to go left and around, but if you have a big swing and a precise timing, you can get over it like that. Now we're supposed to feed this crab here and then use him as a platform, but with a big jump and some spamming, you can make it fast. And then there's another crab right here, which can be very nice to me, or in this case not. So we're gonna have to feed this one. So you get to see what it's like to feed clams, to feed crabs with clams. Or I guess these are mussels because of the salt factor in the water. Anyway, give him this food. He takes it, and I can get my yarn. So obviously I need to grab all these yarn checkpoints, otherwise I won't have enough yarn to continue. That's the case for most checkpoints. There's quite a few actually that you can skip. And I will of course do that. Okay, so now we're dealing with wave cycles. There's some things I have to do in between being assaulted by waves. That's one of them. Rise here, we can go under. Now because this is cycle based, I'm going to actually play it slow right here because I want this floater to be on cam to make sure that it goes up. When it's off cam, then sometimes it just acts weird. So now I know it's up, and if I'm fast, I can still make the fastest cycle right here. We'll see, you gotta be very quick at this point. Yeah, that looks good. Another crab, and there's a cage. I wonder what's gonna happen. Alright. Dinner is on me. So now the crab will do its little crab dance, and then I will use him as a platform to reach this part. Pull this just enough so I can pull this. Let's cause a point to come out here. Very nice, very nice. Hoping for a big swing right here. Very good. Oh, that was perfect. Here's a lot more crabs. Whoa, that's weird. And there we go. Don't worry, the crabs are gone. Okay, now I'm gonna do another puzzle skip here with some really jank stuff. Here we go. That's not supposed to be possible. Here's a brand new strat. This strat is not in the record. I haven't really practiced it much, but it's not too bad. And up! Oh, that was too bad. Once more, once more. Just need a bit more oomph. There we go. That's a really quick way to get on the boat. And then I'm gonna tie here so I can pull on 2 points at the same time. So I can do that, and off we go. And there's the lighthouse in the background, so I guess that was 5 kilometers, and that's the end of the sea. Yeah, as I said, every time you beat a level, you get a short like text poem. The text for this level is really simple. It says, "The sea, some places lie far, far away from all worries, all troubles. They are treasures." So yeah, it's a somewhat cutscene heavy run, but all the cutscenes are like between levels. Once you're in a level, it's like full action, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so this next level is a real difficulty spike, both casually and in the speedrun. I think a lot of people who came here when they were playing the first time were surprised by how difficult everything got all of a sudden. I think that was fully intentional, because the text about this level talks about, you know, how you enjoy something much more if you work to get it. So the example they use is picking berries. So we're going out into the forest to pick berries. Of course, you could just buy berries in the supermarket. You don't have to drive out and walk through the swamp and deal with the mosquitoes. But I don't know. I guess the berries just taste much better if you pick them yourself. So yeah, the rest of the game is much better if you beat this tough level. So a lot of people will be very familiar with this first puzzle right here. It's potentially the hardest puzzle in the game. But if you know what to do and if you're able to move fast, it doesn't even look like a puzzle at all. There we go. Done. Just run back and forward to make the thing have some distance so that I can hopefully grab it. I could not. That's fine. We lost half a second. Yeah, I need this thing to get up here. Okay, so the rock on my left just moved. You're supposed to grab that rock along with this rock to create passageway past the water. You only need one rock if you make a precise jump right here. And then spam. Okay, just made it. And then here is a super tough strat that I'm not even going to go for because it's like the main reset point. I'm gonna do a semi-version of it. You can skip this strat entirely. But it's probably the hardest strat in the speedrun. So now we get introduced to mosquitoes. Other than making annoying sounds, the mosquitoes actually slow you down and get in the way of your lasso, so they are quite annoying. So yeah, here I'm going to grab this checkpoint and then I'm going to reset out. So you can restart from checkpoint like this. I'm going to abuse that at some points, including here. It sort of teleported the rat forward for me. So yeah, I'm swinging my lasso constantly just to annoy the mosquitoes so they stop annoying me. Just so I have as good of a chance getting clear movement as possible. I'm going to make a knot here. Swing over here to make another one because we need to reach this yarn up here. Here's another puzzle. Tie this point down to the ground so that it's held down. Now I can climb up on the other end, tie that other end, and fall down mysteriously. And then again tie this end to here. This creates another trampoline. And then this jump you're not supposed to be able to do, but you can just do it. It's so easy, really. You're supposed to go up and around, and yeah, it doesn't even feel like a skip, but it is. Oh, that was not good. This section can be quite annoying because of all the water and mosquitoes and getting this weird thing up. Come on, you can do it. You cannot do it. Okay. Maybe you can do it this time. It's gonna work eventually. It's just I'm gonna have to walk to the other end and then up. There it goes. Don't know why it's so stubborn sometimes. Just a little bit more, please. I'm gonna jump from it up here. So yeah, this level, I mean, I guess you could like this style, but I mean, I think you can see what I mean, that previous levels were pretty and comfy and whatnot, and this is it's just a mess. Okay, so quickly climb up here, make another trampoline, up and over into the tractor, pull this lever to the side. This allows us access to the bottom part. Swing from here, and then I jump and swing before it lands. That skips an animation of Yarny being like scared that the whole thing fell apart. Push that down. This gives good angle for another trampoline, and that takes us right here. Man, there's a lot of mosquitoes around, like way too many mosquitoes. It's starting to bug me quite literally. I mean, look at this. Look at all these mosquitoes. Something has to be done. Thank you, based moose. So a bunch of stuff above us. We're gonna use this thing to access that. I'm going to get it to go on this downhill part. It will slide as I climb up it, and then I can hopefully reach like that. It's quite precise to reach that in one go. That's a lot what this speedrun is you want to just minimize your swinging time as much as you can. We need to swing again too. I guess this is a berry holder? Yeah, we needed to get over here. climb this as I tie it. This prevents it from being broken until I get up, and then I can just more easily reach this part. And I'm gonna fall right through here. Watch out for fall damage. Watch out for the branch. Last yarn of the level. And you get rewarded by sunlight. And no more mushy water. And this tree looks really stable. Nice, like I rode the second tree down. Alright, that's the third level, Berry Mire. So what's the text for this level? It's something like, can you truly appreciate how special and beautiful something is if you don't know what it took to get it, if you never had to work for it? And I pick up, I guess this symbolizes a mosquito. So we have a flower, a fish, and a mosquito. Alright, now we've passed what I would consider is the intro of the run, which to me this was the most boring part. Maybe because it's in the intro, so you do it the most often, but I feel like the run picks up after this point. Next level is fun, but it's kind of difficult as well. Okay, some nifty movement here. I didn't get it. Oh, that's fine. Just the back up, and we're up here. Mountain Trek. So yeah, all these early levels, it's just like children growing up with a family, and the family, they just do stuff together. You play in the backyard, you go to the sea, you pick berries, and now you're going on a mountain trek. So at some point, I guess in the level after the next one, the story like actually gets going, so to say. I mean, the story is up for interpretation, but at this point there's really nothing to interpret. Okay, so pulling this rock just so I can get up here. So yeah, I jump a lot. I haven't talked about that. There's bunny hopping in this game. You can maintain your speed if you basically jump as soon as you land. It gets very noticeable when you do it from swinging, just because you have that much more speed. That animation is hard to skip, but it definitely is skippable. Okay, now comes a series of hard tricks. Good. Just glided through that whole section. And now here's our good friend, the lemming. Okay, barely made it, barely made it. So there again, I have used the resetting to checkpoint thing to basically make myself invisible to the lemming. You're supposed to go around. This skips quite a bit, actually. The lemming, that hamster-looking thing, it's like a very special object. It doesn't have any physics. It's just like a big trigger for something to happen. And that's why you can do this weird glitch to get past it. You can't do that with anything else in the game. Now we're going fishing. Got him. A 3-point bridge right here. Grab this can. It's usually safe to pull it. This doesn't look safe, but it usually works out well. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't. You end up on the wrong side of it. But yeah, this is just wait for the seesaw. There are seesaws that we can actually abuse and skip, and we'll get to that in the next level. Oh, that was weird. This is the one I want. Under here. There we go. Oh, look at this. Usually there's high intense action music playing during the sequence. But because I glitched out the previous encounter with this guy, there's just normal music. He's trying to get me, but... Oh wow. I was gonna say, but I'm fast, but I'm actually really slow. Not slow enough for him to get me, but that was surprisingly slow. You don't want to be in the water there. Anyway, here's a massive area with a big puzzle. Here's how you do it. Oh, not like that though. We need this bucket. Now, pray for me that the bucket falls down. Come on. Come on. Okay, that was pretty fast. Sometimes it gets stuck. Sometimes it flies down immediately. We need this to get this height here, and that's the only way through this room, because otherwise you would waste too much yarn. Here comes another big glitch. So the puzzle here is that there's a tree that's being weighted down by a bird, but then the bird flies away, so we need to find another way to weigh the tree down. But by starting the cutscene and then resetting the checkpoint, when I get here, the cutscene plays again, but I still have movement control, so I can get on the tree before it goes fully up like that, and that just skips the whole puzzle. Some quick movement around here. Hopefully quick. This jump is kind of precise. Good. There's a plastic bag. I'll ride it. This plastic bag has really weird properties. Sometimes it gives you a crazy speed boost when you land. This time, not at all. That's fine. Doesn't really matter because you have this big obstacle coming up, so you don't get to keep that speed very long. Alright. Ah, timer. Oh, I see the timer's been removed. I must have, maybe my finger slipped onto it or something. Huh. Well, don't worry, we'll fix that in post. Okay, that was Mountain Trek. Mountain Trek, the air is somehow taller here. No, the sky is somehow taller here. A breath here counts as 10. We can lose ourselves here, but we're never lost because we're right at home. I think that's how the text goes. Okay, so with the next level, sort of the kids have grown up to, you know, at least teenage status, and someone is about to leave. So this level sort of handles that subject matter of having to say goodbye. It's called Off the Rails. Now it's very unclear who is leaving and what's the relationship, who is D, who is K. Are these two best friends, mother-daughter, girlfriend? I don't know, you tell me. You figure it out, because I'm not sure. But someone is leaving, or they're both leaving. That's what this level is about. But that's not really going to have any impact on the gameplay, so don't worry about it. I'm just sharing the plot line a bit. Like I said, the plot is really up for interpretation, which is actually quite nice. There's a lot of depth to it, and it's just a quality game overall, if I may say so myself. There's a lot of different strats for this section. I'm going to go with a fast but safe one that ties a knot here. You can skip this knot, but it's really risky. And then I'm going to fall through and swing like that. There's water underneath me, in case you didn't notice, so that would kill me. Here you're supposed to get a raft and use it for quite a big section, but you don't need to. And that's actually not a skip. It's intended. You can get an achievement in the game by not getting the raft. I actually didn't make that wrong. Well, I made it out of the water, so if I died there, it would have been a massive time loss, but wow, okay, well, now you get to see. That's weird. That's really odd. That's really odd. Oh well. That's not really that hard of a swing. There's a much harder swing towards the end of this level, which I'm quite concerned about. That one is not supposed to be any issue, as I will demonstrate right now. Okay, here's the big water wheel, is that what it's called? This area is actually super glitchy, but not in a way that's useful for the speedrun, but I have a very funny video about it. Yeah, you start this water wheel, and then the yarn gets pulled around it. If you don't act quickly, you're gonna run out of yarn because there's spool around this thing. I'm going to act quickly. Shut it off. Right here, and there's a bunch of stuff going on here. Don't worry about any of that because we're just skipping all of it, just running straight through, because basically that's gonna give you an object that you can use as a counterweight for the seesaw, but this seesaw is exploitable. If you jump right here and then jump again, you can make it across with no counterweight. That saves so much time. It skips like an entire track in the music, I believe, so that's quite nice. Alright, so I'm gonna tie my yarn here so that I can tie another knot here. If I don't do it that way, then the knot will hold this whole branch down, but now there's enough slack for me to climb back up once I raise it. Allows me to reach this area. A little action section. You have to move quick or you get a rock in your face. This rock is not really scary. Next couple ones are so yeah, basically the two girls are trekking up this mountain to get to a train station where one or both of them are gonna leave. This checkpoint is very weird. You don't want to be too fast here because you'll trigger a later on rock. You can trigger this rock early, and you can't really jump over this rock. What? What? I was standing by the thing. Okay. Did I move away from it? Very confused what happened there. I'm gonna hold left this time. Okay. Weird. Weird. Now we're gonna use one of the rocks to hold the thing up, but actually you don't need the rock. You just do quite precise timing. Okay, I played it too safe there, but yeah. You see I was up before the rock even came. I'm not sure why I didn't get a ledge grab right there. That was very unusual. Okay, now this is the intense swinging section. If you want to do this in one go, it's quite hard. Oh, I don't like that. Or do I? That was quite risky. This is a very odd weight puzzle thing, because you see this thing is like connected in two spots, so it doesn't really act the way you would expect it. But yeah, that's how you get past that. Good. We have arrived at the train station. So yeah, this level also has like an eternity theme. That's what these locks symbolize. They will always be together even though they're about to leave. And here we get nothing. Now we do actually get it. It's an infinity symbol. Okay, off the rails. The text for this level goes, you could spend a lifetime wondering what lies at the under end of the track, or you could go find out. It hurts to let someone go, but sometimes leaving is necessary. And with that, it's time for the game to reach its darkest point. As you can see, it's even night in the overworld. guess that symbolizes that as well. So yeah, when you enter these paintings, there's this neat little animation. Like it looks one way when you enter it, but then it shifts, and when you see what this shifts to, you'll get an idea of what's going on. Alright, down in a hole. Yeah, I mean that's as close as we'll get to a jump scare in this game. I was gonna warn you guys, but nah. What? I looked away. Why didn't he grab the yarn? Grab the yarn. You need the yarn. So now it's a very interesting memory that we're about to encounter. Of a gentleman being carried away by police. Not really what we've been seeing so far. Up here, and then you need to do just the tiniest swing to be able to reach this one. And then you can avoid this ledge grab, but it's tough. And it saves you less than a second. And then a bit of a Kobe right here. Good example of the speed you can get with bunny hopping from swings. Unfortunately, we need to stop right there to make this. We need this little canister, buddy. Alright, coming up is an intended if I do the strat right. You have to be really fast. Basically, this thing right here. So there's two barrels that's gonna come. This first barrel is gonna knock down this branch, so you have to run further back. If I make it over the barrel instead, I can get to the checkpoint before the second barrel is triggered. Now it's just in my way, so I'm gonna trigger it, die to it. Then I will respawn with the barrel being gone, and so that just skips the whole point of avoiding the barrels, and I'm already there, so it's so much faster. Now we're introduced to, I guess, toxic waste. That's not something you want to see on the animal planet. Okay. And big jump. Another big jump. Okay. So coming up is probably the most, like, it's like two skips in one. I think this screen might be like the hardest in the run, just because you have to do one thing then the other. This first thing, if I get it, it'll probably look weird. Okay, I got it. That's some advanced movement tech right there, and then this. Okay, just barely made it. Don't mind that noise. The noise is just the sort of intended solution slowly developing in the background. We're already going faster. Alright. Any sliding rock fans? Where do all those rocks go? Well, I guess I should be on my way, right? There's basically like two big sections left at this level with a little thing in between. Two like big puzzle things. So a lot's going on right here. I'm just gonna have to grab this so I can reach this, so I can reach... Wait. Reach this so I can reach this, and then I'm gonna push it back, put it on the button. This wire on the ground here is going to become active soon, and Yarny does not want to be electrocuted. Get over here and on the machine. Wanna tie a knot? There we go. And plug it in, and then try not to get crushed. I'm gonna wait. That's the first one. That's probably the harder one. The second one is the more interesting. You see a memory of probably someone like in the direct family. You didn't really see it, but he was basically face palming. He is not happy with what's going on here, even though he seems to be working for the people who are doing it. I guess that's how it goes. Sometimes you have no choice. So yeah, making this triple trampoline so that I can bring this helmet across just to give me a little boost. Alright, so if I try to just go straight right here, I will eventually reach a pile of rocks and stuff like there that I just cannot get past. And even though I can make a portable trampoline here, I still cannot get past it. So what you have to do is instead make use of this machine that's standing up. Hopefully I positioned this thing right, so I can just fall. Good. You don't die if you land on your own trampolines, no matter the height you fall from. Big swing here, hopefully. Whee! That's the end of the level, because we have found the next... What is this? A badge? A badge. It is a spider. Get it, Yarny. Get that spider. No, you don't. No, you don't. But he does. I guess sometimes you don't get what you deserve, even if you put in the hard work. So this level you beat without getting anything, so you end up right by where you entered, and so I can just quickly go into the next level without stopping by the book. So that was down in a hole. Do I know the text for that one? It goes something like, they claim to be saviors and say that we will starve without them. Our young do need work, but these people's promises make no sense. How can you save a place by destroying it? That brings us into the next level called How Much Is Enough. It's like the continuation. It starts out with See the Bird again with our spider. We're gonna chase him down. This level is probably the deadliest level, so I'm gonna try not to die. I'm gonna try and be super fast. I don't know why I went for that. I felt like I was in the right position, but I would never normally even go for that. You definitely need to line yourself up on the last one. But again, it just felt right. Crushed here. Up. Okay, so the next room we are entering is quite disgusting, especially if you don't like bugs. So this room, the floor is covered in roaches. Now you don't have to look at that because I'm gonna do a big skip here, hopefully, by just slightly pushing this light, just slightly, and then I go here, and then I bunny hop off of it, and I get to cross that gap, and that skips basically the whole room. I don't have to deal with those roaches at all. See you later. Yeah, just tie this down to this weight so it's kept open. There's that bird. try this at home, kids. But we need to play with this lightning right now. It's gonna be hitting me right now. And another one. If you jump right as they hit, they can't get you. Alright. So yeah, they're like, there's a pattern to it. So you can learn it. But if you mess up even in the slightest, then the pattern is not out. Okay, and now I'm gonna do a nice big leap right here. And I get like this mid-air jump. That's because like when that thing that I was riding hits the other thing, then you get this scripted bounce. Like you get knocked off of it. Up, up, up. So that's why you still get that even if you jump off. So I get it in the middle there. Okay, now is a very tough strat. I'm going to reset here to get the cycles where I want them. Then I'm relying on a very precise bunny hop right here. I got it. Oh, but I missed the swing? How did I miss the swing? That's not the hard part. Again. Just hang out for a little moment before I swing across here. There's a lot of things that kill her, like everything that's flashy kills me around here. But yeah. Well, if it wasn't for that death, then I believe that's the fastest way through this section. Up here, wait for this, and that so I don't get hit by the thing. Pull this out. Come on. Just in order to hold this thing in place. She exposes these 2 points. How convenient. So in this room, first of all, we see the bird. We scare the bird away, revealing the spider right there. And here's my favorite memory in the game. I'm just going to slow down a bit just so you can see it. Who doesn't love 2 suits fighting? Okay, so there's a lot of noise. I don't know how well that comes across, but in my ears anyway, it's very noisy. I'm going to do something about that. Here it is. How much is enough? With what? 1 death? No, 2 deaths. Okay. I guess that is expected at this level. So the saviors turned out to be pillagers. Their promises were hollow and the process was toxic. Now the young move south and the old are left behind to tend to the wounds. So this finishes the first room in this overworld. And really just opens up, I guess, my favorite part of the run. I really like the next level. It's so fast if I get it right. You skip like everything. Oh, you also get to play the piano. The letter. So we passed all that darkness, and we are also past summer, heading ever closer to wintertime. Yarny does a really weird animation right here, and it's only in the PC version. Like, this doesn't... No, wait. He didn't do it this time. Wait, what? What version am I playing on? I'm so confused. Never mind. He's acting perfectly normal. I guess he knows people are watching. So yeah, you can break this ice. You can fall for it and die if you want. I don't want. I don't jump on this thing because it acts as a ledge, and so if you keep jumping on it, you might just start ledge grabbing every time, and that's just not good. That's just not what you want. But yeah, we tie that down so that it stays in this position, allowing me to make a trampoline over here as well. So far, so intended, but now it gets fun. Well, soon. There's going to be a brand new enemy in this level. It's an enemy that's supposed to be unstoppable, but it is not, and it is these birds right here. So basically you're supposed to avoid them by staying in cover, and also they're completely random when they come. Okay, I think I can just climb. Yeah, he won't get me. Okay, very good pattern. I didn't have to stop even once. I'm just looking at the sky. Okay, I'm gonna tie this one further away first because I can tie this one in safety. There's still no birds. There's a bird, but I think I'm good. Wow, that was great RNG. Okay, now here's a screen where you're supposed to tie at least 7 knots and do all kinds of pushing and stuff, but here's a really cool strat. Hop! Oof, good. Then you pull this down. It's just to get a secret, but I'm not interested in the secret, I'm just interested in getting around this part. So yeah, that skips the whole room. You're supposed to use a box to reach that. I can... well, I missed the jump, but you can skip this checkpoint. But the thing is that Yarny, like, as soon as he gets close to them, he'll just get magnetized towards them, so... Oh well, oh well. Some quick swinging through this... Ooh, will that reach? Yes. Through this part right here, and then this room is massive, but everything is just for secrets. You can just grab this, it'll activate it, pull it, and it will create an exit for me right here. Okay, so I was saying how the birds are like beatable even though they're not supposed to be. Here you see this well. I'm supposed to open the well, pull the lever, get a bucket out of it, put the bucket over my head and then run across here. But basically if you land right as a bird is about to get you, he cannot get you. As such. Oh, this guy's just not going to be interested. That's another skippable checkpoint. That one is actually really hard to avoid. And yeah, we're like already at very close to the end of the level. Pull that, it will fall down. As I grab this, I make sure that I let go of it like where it's leaning towards me, so it will roll towards me, and then I make this trampoline, it's on the trampoline already, and then because of the order I tie the knots, I can just make this one and it's like perfect. Pretty fast. Of course we need this as a platform. That's an animation I never get. I really don't know how I got it so far away from the hay. And here's a bird. Now you're supposed to have struggled with birds a lot, and so you're gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna save you, and then, oh, but of course I'll save you. But I mean, I like the birds. They were nice to me. So here you go. This is a magpie. Magpies are remarkably intelligent animals, actually. It's one of the only animals to pass the mirror test where they can recognize themselves in a mirror. It's only like the typically smart animals that can do that, like dolphins and chimpanzees or whatnot, but magpies as well. I don't think there's any other bird that can do that. Thank you, magpie. So yeah, that was the letter. I don't fully remember the text for the letter. It's something like, no matter how far apart we drift, we're never more than a word away. Why is it so hard to do then when it takes so very little effort? Pictures are really nice though. If you play the game, you can browse through them. And when you play the game, it's gonna be quite different from this run. Just with all the skips that I do, you don't see half of the puzzles. And the other half you won't remember. So yeah, that level, it was quite wintry, right? But it wasn't like this full like Swedish winter. And this is all supposed to take place like pretty close to Umeå. So I think it can get quite snowier, quite much snowier than that. We shall find out in the level called Winter Sun. Yeah, that's more like it. It's really cool how like the snow sticks to Yarny. That's not just in this cutscene. Like whatever you dip in the snow, including the lasso, it's gonna be white for a while. Heading left. You only do that on 2 levels. This is the second one. We need this pine cone or acorn, no pine cone, to make a snowball. Who doesn't love snowballs? Movement there, avoiding that. Okay, now here is a pretty big skip, which I usually play quite safe, so it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, this is the intended part, I guess, and then I'm going to get myself a nice big swing from right here. That's one of the secret collectibles, don't worry about it, and this should definitely do. Gets me up here eventually, and then I'm gonna use the momentum of this to reach, not reach. Ah, why are you not swinging? Okay, you can still make it. It's just not as cool. And that skips an entire checkpoint. It skips quite a bit, actually. That might have been intended as well, but intended or not, it skips quite a bit. Okay, and then here with this one, I'm just gonna hook it. That causes it to fall down, and then I re-hook it. That way, it's just much closer to me, so I can tie it faster. Rather than hooking it and then remaining hooked as it falls down, it will just create a bunch of slack. We don't want that. Let's also get this pine cone up here because we need a snowball to get through like this ice wall right here. And all of that just to get this yarn. And we're heading straight back out. These caves are quite beautiful though. We'll see more of them. And off we go. I'm not playing. This is all automatic. Okay. Oh, nice. Bonk to the wall. This jump is kind of finicky to do in one go like that. Not gonna do anything with these branches, but we're gonna fall right here. You cannot make the jumps until they start moving, but you can make them as soon as they start moving. Oh, that one I can make because of the bunny hop. And then here I'm going to use the sliding speed with bunny hopping to hopefully make it all the way to this one. I can skip this checkpoint, don't need it. I have all the yarn I need for now. We're gonna go sledding again, but this time it's not a cutscene. So I'm going to try and get a nice swing straight out of it. Like so. Okay, I got the ledge grab, but it's still okay. Yeah, I should have pushed that one a little bit, but that's fine. The little thing goes in the little hole, and then the bigger thing goes in the bigger hole. It's top-level puzzle creating, I think. Okay, one more snowball. So get your fill. Go inside this thing just so I avoid climbing this thing up here, but then I eventually climb it just so I can make this jump right here. That's this skips for later. Yeah, not order is really important. These trampolines will not work, or bridges, I guess. They don't just work anyhow, you have to tie the knots in the right order. Come on! That's Winter Sun. Pretty sure what we get right here is supposed to be a snowflake. I don't think it would make much sense if we got like a starfish or something. Winter Sun. Some days feel warm no matter how cold they are, and some things are fun no matter how old you are, and sometimes you wish a visit could just last forever. Not sure if I'll be able to recite the last levels, because you don't actually see them in a normal playthrough. Rust. That's what's up next. Here we see I guess this is the couple, right? And they get to grow old together. That's nice. People worry that this is a sad game. Why would you think that? This is not sad at all. Okay, Rust. Another quite tricky level. Potentially very fast if I get all the skips. There's a very precise jump in the beginning. This jump is really precise, but it skips quite a bit. Yeah, that looked like nothing, but it skips so much. This is a yarn management puzzle where you have to like tie knots and then go back and untie, retie just to make it through. But yeah, you can make a precise jump and that's that. Swinging action here. Oh, that was great. That's what I like to see. Alright, that's good. Okay, my strat's right here. It's super fast but super precise. Let's see if I can get it. Nice, 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 nice. Alright, so coming up is the biggest intended swing in the game. Off of this swing right here. To make it into this window. Oh, I don't like my momentum here, but this should work, yeah. Okay, I jumped straight past the checkpoint. I'm gonna have to go back and grab that. I do not have enough yarn to make it. So yeah, here's a cutscene. For some reason the developers felt the need to point out that this is where you want to go. I'll just go here first. So here is a quite unusual section. We're going to use this magnet by first powering it on. And now I've learned, you know, how to most quickly alter. I missed it there, but that's fine. So now you're supposed to move the magnet, then release the block, and then move the magnet back out of the way. But I'm going to skip that last part by being very precise with when I stop. There's gonna be a blue like window in the background. As soon as it's wider than a square, I jump. That should be fine. Here in the background we see a man having a heart attack, and there are pill jars on the ground. So yeah, there's just enough room to get up there because the magnet actually, like if it's right above you, it blocks your jump. It just doesn't let you jump. This is quite a risky strat right here. I actually died here in the world record. It's quite a long drop, but you're fine. That's the memory of an ambulance. And here's another very risky section right at the end. Meet this guy. Hopefully he will let me climb it. And up. And then we're just gonna hang out here for a moment. These things are random, so this wait is actually really short. You need us to like press this button and like keep it pressed so that this thing stays up. Almost. You really don't need much of a switch to make it press. Okay, so here you can get squashed. I'm gonna wait. Oh, don't squash me. That's happened to me way too many times. It's so far away from any checkpoint that it's just a massive time loss. If you don't work well under pressure, you're gonna have a hard time with this puzzle. But this car is not gonna be around for much longer. Just pull the seat. That can be really hard to figure out when you're all stressed. Lesson of rest. What we find this time is half of a heart. Into that as you wish. But all I know is that there's just one painting left for me to enter. So not too much left of this run. Last leaf. Oh, what was the text for Rust? The text for Rust is all things inevitably come to an end. Someday the machine stops running. We can share path for a while, but ultimately we all have our own separate destinations. So yeah, this, as you can tell, is going to be a very happy level in the cemetery. So this wind is quite deadly. Not only that, like, this lantern provides heat. If I'm too far away from the lantern, then I will freeze to the ground and I'll be unable to move. And the wind comes periodically. And if I'm hit to the wind without holding onto something with my yarn, I will be blown away and die. But if I hold onto something, it's like this. So the first half of this level is sort of this lantern management. But I'm going to do checkpoint abusal to make it go much faster. So I'm just going to pull it into one more wind. It should come any moment now. And then now I will race ahead into the cold because I can reach this checkpoint and then I just, as soon as I grab it, I restart from it, which teleports the lantern to me. And then it also resets the wind cycle, so it allows me to get through right here before the wind blows again. And it's good that it blows here because it helps me pull the thing. And then I'm gonna let go and like ride the wind, just so I can get back to the lantern really quick. That should allow me to pull the lantern all the way up before the next wind comes around. It's quite a tense jump to make there when you let go. Because like I said, if you like blown away, then you die, so you have to really know the timing. As you can see, I just made it up here. We need the lantern to reach this branch, which will break. And again, I'm going to ignore the lantern, just go for the checkpoints. And now comes a really tricky part, once I reset. I really have to get this right, or I can be stuck here forever. Because now we have to pull the thing uphill, and if I hold on to it, it will get dragged down. And not only like when I hold on to it, but once it gets higher up, Oh god, that's not good. That will probably not work. I'd be quite surprised. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nope. Definitely not. Okay. That was kind of weird that I died there, but it's actually better because it just resets the whole thing. And this time I'm gonna get it. It's been too long since I did this the normal way, so I don't really remember. Okay, let's go. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Okay, that should definitely work. Just needs to get up this little thing. Oof, yeah, barely, just barely. Wow, why is it so close? Okay, that's really the last hard part of this level. Hopefully I'll get the slide. I'll get a delayed slide, I guess. A very delayed slide, but you can slide during the wind, which is nice. Speaking of nice, this lantern was really nice to me, so I will reward it by giving it what every lantern wants. A nice icy bath. That's not necessary to do, but it breaks off these ice blocks sooner and just go faster. Man, I'm like drowning. Okay, I'll make this, don't worry. I can swim just a little bit. Here the devs just go nuts. And they just give you these little tiny rocks to play around with. And they're like, good luck. I believe in you. I'm trying not to like have my body be in the way of them, but yeah. Okay, that should be enough. And here is the struggle of Yarny. My movement is quite reduced right now, like my options. It's a semi-scripted thing going on right now, but I can skip part of this as well, so I'm supposed to, there's a wind coming and it's gonna blow me back, but if I sit down to reset, okay, well, I skipped most of it. It would usually blow you back like all the way to the water. So fine. And here you're supposed to hold on, but if you just run at it, you just get past it and the wind for some reason doesn't blow you backward. So yeah, Yarny's been fighting hard here. Struggling, but I bet it's all gonna be worthwhile because I see the second half of the heart right there on that backpack. That's a big F. Capital F. Or is it? So as I race through this last section, I suppose you can ask yourself, is Yarny still alive? Or is Yarny in some sort of afterlife? I don't have the answer. What I do know is that this level has no fall damage. I suppose if you are dead, you couldn't die again. Anyway, this level introduces this little concept of the spirits or memory or whatever they are. They're scattered all over. You can swing from them. They give you a significant boost. And you can try and sort of get them to combo with each other to go really fast. You also have to use them to get over obstacles. Like this tree that's coming out. Oh, there we go. Oof, oof. Oh, I got nothing. Okay, reposition. Okay, that was kind of lucky. I need to go up there. Oof, I can't reach any of them. Wow. I mean, they're not like randomly placed, but they're not always the same either. I can get some really nice bunny hops from this. That was odd interaction. But yeah, we're reaching the end of the story. As you can see, I'm holding the heart in my hand, or the second half of the heart, so want to get it delivered. I wonder where we are ending up right now. Yeah, we're back where it all started, back at the window to the old countryside cottage. And this is the end of the run. My job here is done. Timing ends as soon as the screen fades out. And time. Now the time on screen is not accurate. That would be a world record by 22 minutes. But yeah, the timer was reset at some point during the run. I'm sure it will be good on YouTube. But yeah, that's Unravel. I was DonDoli. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in learning more about this game and running it, you should look me up on Discord, or look up the page on speedrun.com. You can find my Discord through there. It's really a fun game. More than anything, I recommend that you play this game at least once. It's really worthwhile. It's a lot of depth and just fun gameplay to it, and clever puzzles and stuff. Fun secrets to find. So I highly recommend this game. And it's a fun speedrun, believe it or not. I was quite surprised by how much I enjoyed it once I started. And now you get to have a peek into the book that I was talking about. But that's gonna be everything from me. So once again, thank you for watching.